Good morning everybody, and welcome to the very first Tech Tuesday, where I'm going to talk about my camera setup, what I use, how I set it up and how I power it and all that good stuff. So without further ado, I use the GoPro Hero 7 Black. I bought this in 2018. It served me well, still going strong. There's been a few issues here and there. It cuts out and sometimes the odd file corrupts, but in the main it served me well, so I can't really complain. It's mounted on the GoPro chest mount, which I've recently purchased about a month or so ago. I did use a cheaper one from eBay initially and I noticed I was getting an annoying rattle on some of the video clips, and I thought it was this, well not this, the older version, so I replaced it with the GoPro one. Much comfier, much nicer, but I was still getting the rattle, so I think it's how I routed my power cable to the camera, which I will get to in a minute. So it's just your basic GoPro Hero 7 Black. Had no issues with it. I've recently replaced the lens cover from Amazon. The other one had a bit of markage on it, but that's it. GoPro Hero 7 Black. Now this is how I mount it to the chest mount. I don't know what these are called. I will put some photographs up in this video so you can see how I do it. So it's a little curly bit, a flat bit and another little curly bit. Three bits. All secured by your regular bits and bobs there. Now when I get to get the angle which you see, this is pushed all the way back, oops, like that. So it's on the chest mount and it's pushed all the way back like that. It looks a bit silly as you're looking at it now, but when I'm riding, either sat down or standing up, that gives me the perfect angle, and I use super view setting. So that's how I have it set up. Like I say, I'll put the photographs of these three attachments and how I use it. I also have on here, to cut the wind out, a Removu wind jacket. I have two of these, a nice green one, this was my first one, and I've got a nice pink one. And I will fit this to the camera now. So that's what it looks like with the Removu wind jacket fitted. Highly recommend you getting one of these if you can get your hands on one. They are a bit like rocking horse shit, and I think they're about 17 quid, but they are well worth it. So that is a Removu wind jacket, and again, that's what it looks like when I'm going. That gives me the perfect angle, believe it or not, and that's what you see when you're watching my random stuff. Now, you will also notice a piece of string on the camera there. I'll just take the wind jacket off so you can see what I've done. So what I've done there, I've fastened the camera case, or the little holder which you put the camera in, to the actual chesty mount. And the reason I did that is I was out on a ride a few years ago with Mr. Mark Collingwood, aka Hereford MTB. We were going down Minton Batch and he had to stop because one of these attachments had snapped and he'd lost his GoPro. It was a 7 Black and it bounced off into the ferns and he never found it, and unfortunately it was his daughter's. But luckily he recently, not long after that, he won one in a competition, so he gave that to his daughter. How lucky is that? So when I got home I thought, right, if it's happened once it could happen again, so I've just put a piece of string onto the main camera body. If that snaps, it's just going to go bouncing along and stay with me. Now when I power the GoPro, I don't bother using the batteries because they were a bit of a pain in the backside. You're just about to do something, drop into a nice downhill section, and you'd get that beep, 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 and then it'd run out of battery and you have to faff around, taking it out of the case, putting a new battery in. And a friend of mine who's got a YouTube channel who does fishing, he just said, why don't you use a power pack like he does? He just plugs it in. He's got a 10,000 or 15,000 milliamp power pack, plugs it in via the USB, and then he just turns it on and that's it. He films all his fishing with no hassle. So I thought that sounds like a good idea. So I went and bought myself it was on offer in Amazon. It's an Anker 20,000 milliamp power pack, USB-C. I've just taken the little cover off the side of the camera there. I've cut a little hole in the Removu wind jacket so I can plug it in. So that goes in the rucky or my bum bag or whatever. I then route the cable through the base of the rucksack or the bum bag underneath the straps to the rucksack or the chesty, and plug it in there, turn it on, and away you go. You don't have to worry about anything running out of power. And that, with that one, I can charge a laptop or two on that, so it's brilliant, and it lasts for days. So that's how I run my GoPro and how I get my angle. So this is my little handheld digicam, which I used when I do my pieces to camera. It's a Canon SX620HS. Really nice piece of kit. I did used to use a Nikon S9200, but I got a bit of a scratch and smudge on the lens, which was very annoying. But this is high definition, really nice. There's me, hello. Nice piece of kit, nice and handy, does the job. So there you go folks, that's what I use when I do my videoing. I hope it's been of some help. If you have any questions, please get in touch. And that's about it. Do the biz, like, subscribe, share, comment and all that good stuff. And thanks again Mr. Phil Lloyd for Tech Tuesday idea. Micro percentage of any money I make. Okay, until the next one, in a bit, peace.